Hello, I'm Jessica, and today we are going to be doing seated yoga, but as you can see, a little bit of a change. We're going to be using our big exercise balls, so that way we can work into the low back and get a little bit more mobility out of the hips. That being said though, the ball does move, and if you're just not confident staying on the ball or having moving pieces with you today, you can modify this yoga and take it from a chair instead of the ball. Go ahead, get set up, make sure that you are subscribed, and we'll get started right now. Let's flow nice and easy into our practice today. Go ahead and just take those feet out in front of you and try to get those ankles somewhere under the knees and the knees lined up with the front of the hips. And then the hands will come to the thighs to support that upper body as we just shimmy those hips side to side. Nice and easy here. Try to watch what's happening in the knees. If you're feeling a lot of pressure, don't go so big. You can keep the movement a little bit smaller so there's less twisting through those knee joints. Checking in with the low back. See how that feels here today. Abs are pulled in to support the body through this movement. And then let's go ahead and shimmy those hips easy on over to that left side, and then reach this right arm all the way forward and across the body. Pull the hips back to the center. Send them off to the right. Make sure that you're nice and stable. Feet are working here, and reach this right arm open to that left side. Back in to the center. Over to the left. Left arm reaches to the right. As you pull those hips to the center, open this arm up. Gently ease those hips to the right and extend the right arm out. And back to the center. Open that up. Very good. Step those feet a little bit wider. And go ahead and just make some nice hip circles here on the ball, and you can kind of use this to massage through the glutes and through the tailbone if needed. Very good. And then see if you can kind of get the upper body involved. So when the hips come forward, you can roll it back, counter stretch to the side. Take it forward. So you're always going to be positioned opposite of where your hips are moving. And just take note here of what direction you are moving in. I am going counterclockwise because we will come back to this, but we want to take the opposite direction on the next round. You may feel a little bit of ab work in here. That's good. That means you are engaging through your core. We really want that low back supported here in this movement. Take it to the back so the hips are going to reach forward just a little bit. Use those legs and thighs as an anchor point. Try not to pull on the knee. So hands come to the in thighs. Ease it back. And then you can shimmy the shoulders side to side. An option here to move those hips opposite of the shoulders and the back. This can be a bigger movement, or you can keep it nice and small. Just really go with how the body feels here today. And then gently roll that back forward. Extend those shoulders down, chest rises tall. Inhale. And then exhale, roll the hips forward, round through the spine. Inhale, lengthen tall. One more time there. Exhale, take that back. And then inhale, bring yourself up, roll those shoulders up and back. Hips go to the left, left arm reaches to the right. Open it up as you draw those hips back to the center. Send those hips to the right, right arm reaches to the left. Inhale, draw that up and open, take those hips to the center. plant those feet into the floor. If you need to adjust, we are moving and things can get away from you a little bit. So just reposition yourself anytime that you need to. There is no rush here today. Go ahead, plant those feet. Make sure that you are stable on your ball. Roll those shoulders up and back. Very good. Really let the shoulders roll onto the spine, lengthening through the front of the shoulders and the collarbone, chest area there. Very good. And then we'll reverse that. So open the shoulders back, lift them up, roll them forward. And then when they get here to the front, push them on down, reach for the floor. Try to keep the neck and the face in a neutral position, so not chin to chest and not open really tall either, just kind of right in the middle so that the neck is in line with the spine there. We'll open back, lift those hands, and again place them on the thighs. Now take those hip circles the opposite direction, and same thing here, just kind of start easy with this, rolling through the body, rolling through that low spine. And then you have the option to take the body away from the hips in each of those movements. It should feel good. And again, hopefully you're feeling a little bit of ab work in there because you are giving that low back lots of support. Try to keep the knees over the ankles, so don't let them start buckling in or going really wide. Very good. We'll take a few more of these here. Hopefully you're feeling a shift in the body. Things are starting to loosen up just a bit. Next time you come with the ball to the back, take those hands again to the thighs and then roll so that those feet are flat on the floor. You have a soft bend in your knees, but you're able to kind of stretch this body up and forward, and then roll the ball forward. Exhale, tuck it back. Inhale, pull the hips back, stretch the body forward. We're not overly arching into the low back here. We're getting this nice big rounding. And then when we pull the hips back, we're just leaning forward slightly. Good, we're not really peeling and arching that back. So there's not a lot of compression through the low back there. Just make sure that it feels good and happy and comfortable through that low back. Roll it forward. And then this time we're gonna roll it back and then send those hips off to the left, and that's gonna straighten up your right leg a little bit. You can lower the forearm to that thigh, or you can even reach on down and place the right fingertips on the floor. And then these are right toes. We'll pick on up. So now you have a stretch down in through the calf and into the hamstring. Close that on down. Send the hips gently over to the right side a little bit, straightening through the left leg. Fingertips down to the floor or forearm on the thigh. Roll those toes up. Ease yourself down enough that you feel a stretch. You can also work with yoga blocks here today if you have those handy. Books always make for great substitution yoga blocks. Take it to the front. Roll the hips forward, open the chest down, open those fingertips to the floor for a seated mountain pose. Inhale, take those arms all the way up. And then exhale, peel those hips back as you lower on down. And then inhale, roll the hips forward as you roll the spine back overhead, open those hands. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hips come back. Roll this body forward. And then inhale, roll it up. Open the arms. Exhale there. Inhale, take them overhead. Same thing, exhale, hips go back. Take a nice forward fold here. And then release to the fingertips, or you can rest here on the legs and just shimmy those hips side to side there in the back, helping to stretch through the low back and working into the hips just a little bit. Yoga blocks if needed. And then leave those hands, fingertips here to the floor. Pull the hips forward until you feel the limit of that stretch. Roll them back, soften the body. So big modification here on a wide-legged forward fold. Little more accessible here from the yoga ball. And hopefully this movement feels really good through the low back. Roll forward into the hips. And this time, pull those hips back. Take that left arm and stretch it over to the right. You can grab the ankle, the shin, guide this body over here towards the right side. Pull those hips forward. Take the left hand back down. And then pull the hips back. Take the right arm to the ankle or shin here on the left leg. Kind of turn that body, opening here onto the left side. And then bring it to the center. Take those hips forward. We're gonna draw those elbows to the inside of the thighs, and we're gonna give them a little push, and the legs are gonna push back in. So we have a little bit of work here for the upper body and for those inner thighs. And then just like a goddess pose, you can swivel those hips side to side here. Watch what is happening and feel for what is happening in those knees and ankles. Make sure that everything feels good. Make sure that you are secure on the ball. It's not going to go rolling away for you. Wrist circles here if it feels good, but maintain that push on the legs, and the legs push back in. Swivel on over to that left hip. Drop that right hand or fingertips down to the ground. Open this left arm and kind of lower back into the right hip as you stretch. Pull that left shoulder blade down towards the spine. Release, and then swivel the hips slightly to the right. Lower the left hand, and then draw this right arm on up. Send the hips back over to the left, deepening into that left hip gently there. Don't force yourself into anything that feels uncomfortable. Send it back forward, release that arm. Peel those hips back up. Take those legs here a little bit narrower to the front. Roll it forward. Lower the body, lower the head. Straighten those legs back. Inhale, take it up overhead. Roll forward this time. Lean back here for a modified boat pose. So a little bit of work in through the core. Shoulders are away from the ears. Spine is nice and tall. See if you can push those hips back just a little bit. Find a little bit extra work for those legs. If that's not working for you, just take a bigger bend in through the knees and feel those abs working here. Roll the hips back, soften the body, on down, release through the low back here. So modified, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, feel a little bit more stretch in through the hamstrings. Exhale, soften down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So flattening through the back, peeling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, release the low back. Release the head, the neck, and the arms. Inhale for our modified halfway lift. And then roll the spine up as you take those hips on forward. Back to our boat pose. And we'll take the hands here to prayer position at heart center. Inhale, sit on up. Exhale, prayer twist here to the right. Try not to let this right leg cave in. So even if you need to ease off of this twist a little bit, that is okay. Good. If you have sensitive wrists, you can just take fingertips here. You can interlace the fingers or knuckles, whatever feels good. Release. Take those hips on out. Boat pose again. Hands draw into prayer position at heart center. Send those hips back on the exhale. Prayer twist here to the left. Use this arm, even if it's not fully locking over this left leg, don't let the left leg buckle in. Left leg stays nice and strong. And just use this elbow, back of the arm here to open the body up. Fingers, knuckles, hands, whatever feels good. Try to get this top elbow open. Back is okay if you just need that modification. Release. Take it on back to the center. Sit on up nice and tall. Exhale, boat. Inhale, stretch those arms overhead. Exhale, hips come forward, lean back for boat. Inhale. Work with your own pace of breath here. Exhale. You are doing awesome. Stay with this. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale. Inhale, take it on up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release it down. Send those hips forward. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, boat. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release that back down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, back to boat. Hang in. One more round. Inhale, arms up, hips back. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, boat pose here. Beautiful job. And then release those hands. Slide those hips on back. Step those feet back out wide. Adjust on the seat there if you need. Nice and easy here into the hips. Kind of let the lower body drop if that feels good. If you're feeling some tightness in that low back still, you can stay up here at the top. Send those hips to the right just a little bit. Left forearm comes to that thigh. Take this right arm all the way up and then just kind of let the hand drop to the base of the neck. Open this elbow and then swing it on down. Shift those hips to the left. Left hand reaches up to the base of the neck. Little bit of a tricep stretch there. Good. Ease into it. And then roll that on back up. Take the hands here to the thighs. Step those feet on in. You can turn the fingers in if that feels good. Slide them out to the sides and don't push. Just let the weight of the shoulders relaxing and those arms getting heavy here. Stretch gently into the back of the wrists. If you have sensitive wrists and this is uncomfortable, you can take them on forward where they are supported by the thigh. We're all gonna end up there anyways. Flip those hands over, and same thing here. Take the fingertips to the outside of the thighs and just release the shoulders. Don't push, don't force. Let the weight of these arms relaxing here stretch through the palms. And then take them back to the thighs, palms up or palms down, whatever your preference. Roll the hips slightly to the left. Take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Roll the hips to the right as you slowly shift left ear over to that side. One more time. Very good. Last one here, finish out this set. And then bring it all back to the center. If you would like, you can sit here and take Shavasana pose. You can come to your chair. You can come to the floor, wherever you feel nice and comfortable. We're just gonna take a couple quiet minutes here. Quiet minutes. We're gonna take a couple quiet breath cycles here to let ourselves relax and soften into this body, finding any last little moves that feel good to us. The body has a way of knowing what it needs. So experiment, let yourself play here. Eyes can be open or closed. If you are moving, I do suggest open, just so you can see where you are. And then settle into somewhere that feels good in your body. Take a nice, good, deep breath in. And let that pass on out as you soften and release tension. A few more breaths here, just like that one. And then slowly open the eyes. Give those knees a little shimmy. Shimmy through those feet, paddle them out, and then interlace those fingers. Stretch it forward. Inhale, take that overhead just like waking up. And exhale, take that on down. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this yoga practice. I hope that it gave you a little bit more space in your body. We will have more workouts on the way. Until I see you guys next time, take good care of yourselves, and thank you for watching.